What in the world is this machine? It looks like a classic Jeep, but it's longer and has a more car-like body with roll-down windows and a proper roof. Is this a custom build, a rare prototype, or a forgotten chapter of Jeep's history? This is a Jeepster Commando. In the late 1960s, Jeep was famous for its rugged, military-derived CJ models, but they were very basic. At the same time, a new category of sport utility vehicles, like the Ford Bronco and International Harvester Scout, was emerging. The Jeepster Commando was Jeep's answer. It was designed to be a more civilized and comfortable Jeep that could compete with these new rivals. It offered more creature comforts, a variety of body styles including a convertible and a pickup, and more stylish looks. It was a crucial bridge for the Jeep brand, moving it from its purely utilitarian roots toward the comfortable, go-anywhere family vehicles that would eventually become the Cherokee and Grand Cherokee. Have you ever seen anything quite like this? It's a modern subcompact hatchback that you've probably seen 100 times, but with the badges removed, it becomes a bit of a mystery. The GDI badge on the back is a clue. What is this common car? This is a debadged Kia Rio. The GDI badge, which stands for Gasoline Direct Injection, is a key clue, as this technology is widely used by Hyundai and Kia. The story of the Kia Rio is the story of the modern Kia brand. The first-generation Rio in the early 2000s was a cheap, basic, and forgettable economy car. However, starting around 2010, Kia underwent one of the most dramatic transformations in automotive history. They hired a star German designer, Peter Schreier, and completely reinvented their lineup. The Rio went from a penalty box to a stylish, well-equipped, and desirable small car that could compete with the very best from Japan and Europe. What in the world is this machine? This car is the absolute definition of a box. The sharp, square, and incredibly practical design is a hallmark of one particular Swedish brand. What is this legendary and famously durable wagon? This is the iconic Volvo 740 wagon. For a generation, this car was the unofficial symbol of suburban safety and intellectual practicality. Its brick design wasn't a fashion statement. It was the result of a relentless focus on safety and utility. Volvo engineers pioneered crumple zones and side impact protection, and the boxy shape created a massive, practical cargo area. These cars were famous for being incredibly durable, often lasting for hundreds of thousands of miles with basic maintenance. They were a statement car for people who didn't want to make a statement, a rolling testament to common sense, safety, and understated quality. Have you ever seen anything quite like this? This is a classic American car from the 1930s, but what is it? The key identifier is the distinctive silver streak chrome trim running down the center of the hood and grille. What is this pre-war beauty? This is a 1937 Pontiac. That silver streak chrome trim was the brand's most famous and enduring design feature for over 20 years. In the 1930s, Pontiac was part of General Motors' ladder of brands, positioned just above the entry-level Chevrolet. It was marketed as the sensible, reliable, and stylish choice for the prudent middle-class family. The 1937 models were a huge step forward, featuring a new all-steel turret-top body from Fisher, which was much safer than the older wood and steel construction. The silver streak became a symbol of Pontiac's identity, a touch of Art Deco flair on an otherwise solid and dependable automobile. What in the world is this machine? This modern crossover is a common sight, but its specific identity can be tricky. Its boxy, upright stance and distinctive headlight design are clues. What is this popular entry-level SUV? This is the Hyundai Venue. It represents a major trend in the modern car market, the rise of the tiny, entry-level crossover. As buyers have increasingly moved away from small sedans and hatchbacks, automakers have responded by creating small, affordable SUVs to fill that space. The Venue is Hyundai's smallest and most affordable crossover, designed for city living. It offers the high driving position and practical shape of an SUV, but in a compact, easy-to-park package. It's a car that perfectly demonstrates how the definition of a first car has shifted from a small sedan to a small crossover for a new generation of drivers. Have you ever seen anything quite like this? This is not a car, but the heart of one. It's an inline-six engine, a type of engine that was once the workhorse of the American auto industry. What is this specific and somewhat infamous motor? This is a Chevrolet 250 cubic inch inline-six engine, but a very specific version of it. From 1975 to 1984, in an effort to cut costs and simplify manufacturing, Chevrolet produced this engine with an integrated cylinder head. This means the head and the intake manifold were cast as a single piece of iron. While it was a clever idea in theory, it made the engine very difficult to service or modify for better performance. For this reason, it's not very popular with hot rodders and restorers today. It's a fascinating footnote in engine history, a symbol of a time when automakers were grappling with new emissions regulations and economic pressures, sometimes with unusual engineering solutions. What in the world is this machine? It's clearly a Ford Model T, the car that put the world on wheels, but the body style is a small open two-seater. What is this specific version of the legendary Tin Lizzie? This is a 1927 Ford Model T Roadster. This particular year is significant because it was the final year of production for the Model T after an incredible 19-year run. The Roadster was the sportiest and cheapest body style available. By 1927, the Model T was very outdated compared to its competitors, but this final version featured some updates, like wire wheels, that were an attempt to modernize its look. The Model T's legacy is almost impossible to overstate. It was the first affordable, mass-produced car in history. It didn't just change the auto industry, it changed society itself, giving ordinary people a level of freedom and mobility they had never known before. Have you ever seen anything quite like this? This car is the definition of ubiquitous, a simple, reliable, and unassuming sedan that is one of the most common sights on roads all over the world. What is this global bestseller? This is a 10th generation Toyota Corolla. The Corolla is not just a car, it's an automotive phenomenon. It is the best-selling car in the history of the world, with over 50 million sold since it was introduced in 1966. Its success is built on a simple but powerful formula: incredible reliability, excellent fuel economy, and affordability. The Corolla has never been the fastest or the most stylish car, but for generations of buyers, it has been the most sensible and dependable choice. It's the car that people can count on to start every morning and run for hundreds of thousands of miles with minimal fuss. And that peace of mind is a legacy that is unmatched in the automotive world. What in the world is this machine? The main body of this car is a Honda Fit, but the front end is completely different, with a more formal sedan-like grille and headlights. Is this a bizarre custom job or a real production model? This is not a custom build, but a fascinating example of badge engineering and regional market differences. The car is a Honda City, a subcompact sedan that is extremely popular in Asia, Latin America, and other developing markets. For this particular generation, Honda based the City on the same platform as the global Honda Fit hatchback. To create the sedan version, they essentially grafted a new front end and a trunk onto the Fit's core structure. This is a very common and cost-effective strategy for automakers, allowing them to create multiple, distinct models for different markets without having to design a completely new car from scratch. Have you ever seen anything quite like this? This sleek, modern roadster has a distinctive logo that looks like the Imperial symbol from Star Wars. Is this a rebadged custom car or a forgotten American sports car? This is a Saturn Sky, and that logo is not from Star Wars, but it's easy to see the resemblance. The logo actually belongs to the Opel GT, the European twin of the Sky. The Saturn Sky was part of a bold and exciting final chapter for GM's Saturn brand in the mid-2000s. It was a beautiful, affordable two-seat roadster built on a proper rear-wheel drive sports car platform, which it shared with the Pontiac Solstice. It was a sign that GM was finally getting serious about building world-class small cars. Sadly, the Sky's production was cut short when the Saturn brand was discontinued during GM's 2009 bankruptcy, leaving it as a tantalizing glimpse of what could have been. So, which car surprised you the most today? Drop your answer in the comments and share this to challenge another car lover For more incredible automotive finds every week, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a mystery. Keep searching the back roads.